Hey, hope you're having a great day. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through a super simple 3-step process that will allow you to attend college for free without using student loan forgiveness. So if that sounds good to you, let's dive in.
Hi, I'm Ryan Swait, and I used to be a 2-time college dropout, making just $12 an hour. Then I learned how to hack college and earned an entire bachelor's degree in 9 months flat. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll show you how.
All right, so as we know, student loan forgiveness is not for everyone. Some people qualify, some people don't. We don't know if future students will ever qualify, people who haven't attended college yet. So it's really important to not rely on student loan forgiveness because that's a huge gamble. Maybe it will happen down the road, maybe it won't. Until it does happen, you're going to be in financial stress, paying off a whole bunch of student loan payments. That is not a good strategy. So an alternate strategy is this super simple 3-step process that will allow you to attend college for free. So the first step we're going to go through, it's really important to know the average college degree. So when you attend college, on average, it's going to cost you about $20,000 a year. Okay. That's pretty straightforward. We do averages. There are some schools a little less, a lot of schools that are a lot more, but the average is going to be $20,000 a year. Okay. Now, on average, it takes students 6 years to earn a bachelor's degree. So if you want a bachelor's degree, 6 years times 20,000, that's what, $120,000 required from you to pay for college. $120,000, that's crazy. So step one is, instead of graduating in 6 years, you need to figure out how to make that shorter, okay? Because the longer you're in school, the more money you pay, okay? Now, I teach a simple process called degree hacking, where you can actually test out of all your classes. And I know testing out, it sounds scary. It's actually a lot easier than doing it the school's way. You learn what you need to learn, and then you take exams and move on and get credit for classes. But this process allows you to graduate in as little as 6 months, less than a year. Like, it's absolutely possible. I did it in 9 months. I've seen people do it faster than I did. I help a lot of people do this or go through this process and graduate faster. Now, if you want to learn the actual process of degree hacking, I'm going to leave a link in the description. Well, I don't have time to go through both in this video here, but that's step one, is you need to graduate faster so that you're not required to spend $120,000 on school. Okay. Now, so if you, instead of graduating in 6 years, you graduate in 1 year, guess what? Instead of owing $120,000, it's only going to require $20,000 because it's 1 year, right? Now, that's step one. Obviously, that brings us down a lot. You're responsible for paying for way less tuition, but that's still $20,000. And most of us don't have 20 grand just sitting around. Okay. So let's move on to step two, which is really simple. Okay. Step two is, instead of spending $20,000 a year on school, find a school that costs less. Okay. Now, something happened was pretty unexpected, really crazy, but it came as a result of the pandemic, okay? Because of the pandemic, all colleges and universities in literally the world had to start pushing students online, okay? Because they literally, for a year, students could not legally be on campus to attend class. Well, universities didn't want to just lose their business for a year, so they pushed students online. Well, what happened as a result is now online college is, by most employers, just as respected as if you're sitting in a classroom on campus. Now, the whole world is being pushed online, so online degrees are more respected than they've ever been in history. 10 years ago, it was like half of employers did not even want to talk to students with online degrees. Today, something like 95% of employers don't care whether you got your degree online or on campus. Okay. That's a huge deal. So if you find a really, really highly respected online program, that's usually going to cost less. So instead of $20,000 per year, you end up paying more like $6,000 to $10,000 a year. Okay. So that's step two. Step one is condense and shorten the amount of time you're graduating, so you're responsible to pay less tuition. Step two is then find a school that's cheaper and that's online, because guess what? A vast majority of jobs, whether you attended online or on campus, is not really going to make a difference. Now, if you're trying to be a lawyer in downtown New York City, that's a different story, right? Like if you have to go to Harvard Law to get the job you're trying to get, go to Harvard Law. But for a vast majority of us, that's not the case. We just need a highly respected bachelor's degree. Whether that's online or not shouldn't make a difference, okay? So instead of $120,000 in responsible paid tuition, like what you're responsible to pay, you've cut that down to between $6,000 and $10,000 by just going through steps 1 and 2, okay? Now, step 3 is simple as well. Now, instead of coming out of pocket, you're going to use grants and scholarships to pay that last remaining $6,000 to $10,000, okay? Now, before you're like, I don't qualify for grants and scholarships. If you don't qualify for grants and scholarships, it's because you're not applying for grants and scholarships, okay? And maybe you make too much to apply for grants, but anyone can qualify for scholarships. Now, there's a couple different types of scholarships. There are big full ride scholarships, which you have to be an amazing athlete or musician or have perfect grades or perfect test scores to qualify for. Or there are scholarships for normal people like us, okay? Normal people can still get scholarships, but it's a little bit different. Instead of getting one scholarship that's a huge full ride, you're going to get a whole bunch of smaller scholarships. So instead of a $50,000 scholarship, you're going to get a $5,000 scholarship and a $2,500 scholarship and a handful of $1,000 scholarships, because those are a lot easier to get. Now, it only takes a couple of scholarships to cover $6,000 to $10,000 in tuition. Now, scholarships are plan B. Plan A is going to be government grants, because government grants, it's literally just based on your income and you don't have to do much work to actually get that grant other than fill out an application and show the government your income. Okay. Now, this is important to note. Government grants will allot about $7,000 a year towards college. So if you go pick a college that costs $30,000 a year, a grant's not going to cover all your tuition. A grant's going to cover like $7,000 of your tuition, and you're responsible to pay the rest. If you go to one of these like really well-respected online schools that are cheaper, guess what? That grant can cover 100% of your tuition, and you're walking through the doors starting to attend college for free. Now, with a catch, sometimes you have to pay a few taxes and fees, but taxes and fees for each semester is like $100, $200 for an entire semester of college. If you graduate in a semester or two, you're $100, $200 out of pocket for all your tuition if you use grants and scholarships properly. So that is the 3-step recipe to attend college for free. It's simple. Stop relying on bailouts and actually use a structured strategy to not be responsible to pay all this tuition and to attend college for free. So it's that simple. Like I said, I'm going to leave a link down below to a degree hacking tutorial. That's what I call the process of accelerating your degree, testing out of classes, and not having to do it the school's way. I'll leave that link down below and you can go watch it for free. I hope this video has helped you. Go start applying for scholarships and grants. When you go apply for a grant, you can actually include up to 10 universities on your grant application. So narrow your school choices down. Of course, watch the degree hacking training below and I'll teach you about what types of schools will allow you to do this. But yeah, you can narrow down your schools, start applying for grants, get funding. And if you really narrow down that funding so you're responsible to pay a lot less, it's a lot easier to cover. And guess what? You can attend college for free just because you were smart and not expecting someone else to do it for you. If you've liked this video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the notification bell, and you'll start seeing more videos of me teaching you how to graduate college faster and save a whole bunch of money on tuition. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you in the next video.